This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk 1067 FM and iTalk1067.com. Also brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Deemer's Glass, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center, Horn Auto Center, Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports, and Comfort Fit Dentures. And now, Sholo Ford presents high school basketball on iTalk 1067 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com.
Very good evening, ladies and gentlemen, as welcome to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com as we come to you live this evening with a little bit of an electric atmosphere as the Winslow Bulldogs travel down a little ways to play the ALCHESAY Falcons. We're live from White River, Arizona in the Chief ALCHESAY Dome. Chief ALCHESAY Arena, excuse me. I'm Aaron Hewish. I'm joined by Randall Anselmo, and we've got a good one tonight as we're going to slide right to our Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center pregame. Summit Regional Medical Center has everything your athlete needs to get back in the game. Randall, what do you have for us as far as our injury report goes?
I've talked to both coaches. I talked to Janine and talked to Ricky. There are no injuries that are going to cause any player not to be able to play tonight.
Sounds good. There's Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center pregame injury report. Summit Regional Medical Center has everything your athlete needs to get back in the game. Good to hear both teams are healthy and ready to roll. As we got to segue to our Ace Hardware pregame. Ace Hardware has a 24/7 locksmith. The next time you're locked out of your car, just need a key made or replaced any hour of the day or night, any night of the week. Call Ace Hardware in Pine Top, Overgarden, Sholo. And Randall, we're probably going to have to cut away for when we have the anthem coming across here, but what do you have for us as far as our Ace Hardware keys to the game this evening?
So what we've got, I talked to Rick with ALCHESAY, and he says that they're going to have to concentrate on their rebounding. The other thing that they've got two others is they're going to have to hold on to the outside shots and keep them from making those shots. And then they said they must play within themselves. I guess they've been having some struggles. And they're going to work on playing within themselves. For Winslow, it's the execution of offense. They got to work on their defense, and they too are saying the same thing, rebounding.
We're going to come back and finish up our Ace Hardware pregame show. We're going to take a break now. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain sports.
Welcome back, everybody. Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com. And as Randall, as our Ace Hardware keys to the games, you're saying with about rebounding and defense. Go ahead and finish your thought.
So what both teams have brought to my attention is on their rebounding. They've got to rebound the ball. They can't allow basically that volleyball procedure of bouncing that ball. They're going to have to grab the ball. They're going to have to rebound, secure it, and move.
And as we looked at the rankings before we came in, neither team is highly ranked, but it looks like both teams will make the play-in game. So we don't see a lot of movement in the rankings. However, it could be the difference between possibly a home game or away game in that play-in game. And the way they sit right now, it's not out of the realm of possibility, Randall. These two teams could face each other on the play-in game. As Winslow is going down their starting lineups, and it's going to be Curley, Henling, Patterson, Balone, and Puhufayaba. We are going to refer to her as Taylin during the game, as she's done a fabulous job on all the games we've covered for the Bulldogs this year. And Randall, your keys to the game.
My keys to the game is I think this is going to be a very close game. I don't think this is going to be a lopsided game one way or the other. I've actually officiated for both of these teams, and they're just going to be outstanding. And I think it's just going to come down to who has the ball last.
Henry, Burnett, Pusher, Yazzie, and Greg to round out the Falcons. And we all know how the play of Ramona Gregg is going to play into this ball game. But Coach Sanchez does a fantastic job with these Falcons every year. They seem, he's had Jocelyn Nosey the last couple of years, but even this year being what is seemingly kind of a down year, he still has this team playing way above their potential.
Very well, and he is an excellent coach. I've watched him coach these girls. I've watched him coach in the past. He's done a phenomenal job. But I want to go back to a key point real quick. If Winslow gets hot on those three-point shots, and those are what Rick's talking about, is those outside shots, Winslow can run away with this thing quickly.
You know, Randall, I find that as we've covered the last few weeks of the season, teams are getting into playoff mode. And one of the things that I've noticed as they got into playoff mode is there have been some of the teams maybe a little bit lower in the rankings, not far down there, but they've kind of lived and died by that three-point shot. And I do expect to possibly see a little bit of that tonight. So go ahead.
No, I just want to touch point two, that ALCHESAY has the same potential. They've got an outside shooter that can drop those 3 points. That's what I'm saying. I just don't think this is going to be a lopsided game.
I don't think so
Now,
either.
I could be wrong.
Well, they got the home crowd.
They've got the home crowd advantage, absolutely. And let me tell you, if you guys are not watching this is an absolutely packed arena right now.
So we're going to segue at the end of, right before we throw up the ball. Randall, tell us about our officiating crew tonight.
Okay, so what we have is our referee tonight is Jake Udall. Umpire number 1 is going to be Mike Hauser, and umpire number 2 is Jonah Beach.
Well, folks, we're going to get set for our Northland Pioneer College tip-off. When it comes time to tip off your college education, tip it off the college with the lowest tuition in the state, now offering bachelor's degrees in business and education. As the ball goes up, tip, and it is controlled by Taylin of the Winslow Bulldogs over to Henling. Henling, now actually that's Taylin with the ball. Taylin drives, goes inside, no good. We're going to whistle. We're going to get a travel, and that's going to be the first turnover of the Bulldogs. Ball goes to the Falcons. Inbounded by Greg. Greg's going to bring the ball up the court over to Burnett. Burnett inside. That is number 30, Yazzie. No good. Yazzie gets the ball. Yazzie now kicks it out. That's number 10. That is Burnett. Outside to Pusher. Pusher now at the top of the key, setting up something. Over to Henry. Henry now dribbles. Henry tries to go inside to Greg. No good. Back out to Henry. Inside, Greg ends up with it, and that's going to be no good. And that's not going to be a turnover as a missed shot, but Winslow Bulldogs still no score. Taylin with the ball. Here's Taylin with a three-point shot. That's going to be no good. Rebound is going to be grabbed by Henry. Henry now 1-on-2. She now holds up and waits for Burnett. Now back to number 20, Pusher. Inside 30, back out to Yazzie. 10 is Burnett with the ball. That's into 3, Henry. Henry now goes to the top of the key over to Greg. Greg now to number 20, Pusher. Three-point shot, no good. Rebound, Greg. Greg no good as a rare 2 misses in a row. Randall, thoughts on this first little exchange here? Both teams have come up empty-handed.
They're getting a lot of pressure underneath the basket, and they're getting a lot of pressure from underneath the basket, and silly mistakes like this is really going to cost some problems for these guys, for these ladies, excuse me.
As Burnett now with the ball. Now Burnett's contested by Taylin. We're going to whistle, and we're going to get a double dribble call, and I see you shaking your head, and saying that's absolutely the right call. Walk us through that sequence right there.
So what happened is she crossed the half-court line. She picked it up. She met her defender. Her defender grabbed the ball, and she tried to re-dribble. And I think what she thought was the player had knocked it out of her hands, but it was not knocked out of her hands. She just started to dribble again.
As we get a steal by the Falcons, that's Burnett to Gregg, back inside to Gregg. And that's going to be Ramona Gregg's first 2 points of the ball game. And that's the first 2 scored by anyone on the night, Ramona Gregg. Now, Randall, her presence in the middle is huge tonight for the Falcons, as we've seen all year.
She's a heck of a rebounder, and she's going to do well for the Falcons tonight. And I think they're going to have to make sure that they box her out if they're not wanting to let her get that rebound, which...
Here come the Falcons with a turnover. That's down inside to Yazzie. That's going to be a whistle. That's going to be our first foul of the game. 5 minutes and 27 seconds up. Falcons 2-0 are going to get that first foul call of the game. As the foul is going to go against number 12, Henling. That's going to be her first personal, first team towards the 5, and that's going to put Yazzie at the line to shoot a couple. Yazzie looks down, great angle by our cameraman. Yazzie's first free throw rings around and good. 3-point advantage for the Falcons. Randall, another thing I think we need to talk about as we'll get set for Yazzie's second free throw. Another thing we're going to talk about, here it is. It is no good, rings around, and that's going to be knocked out of bounds by the Bulldogs. They're going to say Curley knocked that out. It's going to belong to the Falcons. Another thing, Randall, that we have not really talked about is the turnover battle. And as there goes an inside ball to Gregg, that's no good. Rebound is going to be the Bulldogs. That's going to go to Balone. We'll come back to the turnover battle here in a little bit. As Balone now brings the ball to the top of the key. She tries to drive just inside the free throw line. Jump shot. She's going to be, and I believe they're going to call Gregg for that one, as Gregg's going to get a whistle on her first personal foul, and the home crowd does not like it. And Randall, the turnover battle is something. Watch the replay here as we come in and see. And first free throw by Balone is good. And that's Winslow's first points of the night. As Randall, you look intently on that replay. What you see there?
I saw exactly what Mr. Udall saw. And I thought there was a slap on that wrist, but it was just kind of hard to say, but the crowd didn't like the call, and they wanted a jump ball out of that.
And here's a little bit of ringing around the floor. The ball's going to go out of bounds, and it's going to actually stay and belong to the ALCHESAY Falcons, as it was knocked out of bounds, and we had a little bit of going for the ball. As we're going to have Sanchez, and that's Palmer checking in for the ALCHESAY Falcons. As it is senior night here at the Chief ALCHESAY Arena. As the ball's thrown in, Palmer has it. Palmer now throws it over to Henry. Henry now brings it to the top of the key. Henry now long court pass to number 13, Palmer. Drive, we're going to get a whistle. As
Mr. block call.
Mr. Beach calls, is coming over to report it, and that's going to be on number 35. And that's Taylin with the foul. Advantage Falcons here with the ball. Now, Randall, we talked about the turnover. We haven't talked about the turnovers. And in the girls' game, especially at this point in the season, if you can limit the turnovers, you're going to win the ball game.
Absolutely. If you can control the simple mistakes and not turn that ball over, you have the greater ability of winning that ball game. But the more you turn that over and lose that ball, it's going to be tough.
Well, and we've talked about it a little bit too. I've seen in the boys' game a team can have 30 turnovers and win the ball game. It's just different where the girls are so much more fundamental. As Taylin loses the ball out of bounds for the Bulldogs, that's going to belong to the Falcons. Gregg going to inbound. Gregg's going to send it to Henry. Over to Palmer. Palmer now a long court pass over on the other side to Pusher. And we're going to have, and that's going to go to number 35, Sanchez. She's going to go up for it, and she's going to be fouled. That's going to put Agnesia, I think that's how you say it, Sanchez at the line to shoot a couple. As the crowd is trickling in, they didn't have the top section opposite of us open up. First free throw is good. But they've opened that up, and it's about, I would say, 2/3 of the way full, and there is a little bit of room to squeeze, but behind the baskets is full. Behind us was full when we got here for the JV game, as there's the second free throw. It's going to be no good. Rebound is going to be to Curley. Curley to Henling. Henling, long court pass to Yazzie. Yazzie puts it up, no good. Rebound, Greg. And Greg getting her teammates back to come take it. Greg ultimately ends up with Pusher. Pusher's going to throw it across where Palmer crosses over the middle. Palmer now at the top of the key with her back to the basket, over to Greg. Greg now long court pass over to Henry. Henry now brings it to the top of the key. Now she's at the free throw line. Back out to Greg. Greg now to Pusher. That's going to be Henry, puts it up, and that's a great shot by Henry. 2 points for her, as that's a 6-2 ball game for the ALCHESAY Falcons. Henling brings the ball down. It's going to be knocked out of bounds. It's going to stay and belong to the Bulldogs. Henling brings the ball inbounds to number 33, Balone. Over now to 25, Yazzie. To Henling. Back to Balone. Balone now dribbles to her left. She drives the key. Puts up a shot from the waist. That's going to fall no good. Falcons with the rebound. I believe that's Pusher bringing the ball over.
You know, Aaron, the ball just
Palmer.
doesn't seem like it's going to fall for them tonight. They're just struggling to get that ball to go down into that basket.
As Greg sends it over to Palmer. Palmer puts it out. That's going to be no good. Rebound is the Falcons and Randall. That is exactly the point we talked about, and that is the rebounding. And, I mean, the coaches obviously are with their teams every day. They do more scouting. They know more than we do, but they called that one.
Yes, they did.
They absolutely called that one. I believe this is Greg at the line to shoot a couple. As this lighting in here is giving me a little bit of a headache. I'm having to check on and off, as Greg's first one is good, as there's a definite shadow behind when I'm writing with my pencil here, trying to get used to that. And here's Greg's second one. There it is. It's up. It is no good. Rebound is number 11, Curley, for the Winslow Bulldogs. Up court to Balone. Balone crosses over the time stripe. Balone back to Amaya Yazzie, wearing number 25. Yazzie loses it out of bounds. Almost lost out of bounds. Now she throws it to Henling, and we got a double whistle there, as we had both officials whistle a foul. That's going to be the second personal on the Falcons. And Winslow got to be careful here, because they are on the fourth team foul. Puts ALCHESAY at the line, and they got to get some points. And like you said, Randall, it just feels like the ball isn't falling. I also feel like Winslow's forcing a lot of shots they don't need to force.
I agree. And, you know, granted, it's only a 5-point ball game at this time. Winslow's going to call a timeout.
We're going to get a whistle. We're going to get a timeout. It's Shola Fort's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable. Always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
We'll go back to Shola Fort's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com. As the Winslow Bulldogs call a timeout, a 30-second timeout, down 7-2, and have the ball right by our iTalk table here, as Balone's going to inbound the ball, and she's going to inbound to Henling. Now over on the far side to Amaya Yazzie. Yazzie almost loses it. Now she sends it back, intended for Balone, picked out by the Falcons, and we're going to get a whistle, and we are going to get a foul. That's going to give ALCHESAY the ball, and that's going to be a 2-shot foul, as we're trying to get the attention here, and it has, so I didn't see who was fouled. Hopefully the officials can keep track of that. As Randall, like you say, they're only down 5, but it feels like 15, as that last one was knocked away and given to the Falcons, and then the foul.
You know, and I think you brought up a very good point. I think Winslow is trying to force to get in there, run a couple plays, let's open up underneath the basket, and let's take the easy shots, and let's get back into this.
As Henry sinks her first free throw, and that's Henling's second foul, so they're going to put her down. Replacing her is going to be Patterson, number 20. was one of the starters. That second one's going to be missed. Rebound, Curley of the Bulldogs. Over front court to Yazzie of the Bulldogs. Over to Balone. Balone with a wide open three-point shot. That is a Comfort Fit Dentures three-point shot for Caitlin Balone. Three-pointer, and that was everything the doctor ordered for the Winslow Bulldogs. As here's a steal by the Bulldogs. Long court pass. Front court pass to Balone, who's got the hot hand. Balone, 1-on-2 fast break. Balone puts it up for 2 points. Randall Ward, a 1-point ball game. 2 minutes left in this first quarter.
And here comes the Bulldogs. Like I said in the beginning of pregame, you can't single out in high school basketball, football, any sport of high school. You can't single it out. You never know what's going to happen.
As the Winslow gets a steal, and the steal comes down in the hands of Curley. Curley intended it for Balone. It's no good. Now the Falcons get it back, and Falcons kick it around. I believe that's Palmer to push her as we're going to get, and it's going to go, and we're going to get a touch, and we're going to get a backcourt call as I believe there was a whistle, and there was a backcourt call because of the touch. That's what we saw.
That's exactly what it is.
Mr. Beach saw.
She made a diving effort to go and try to stop the ball, but she still touched it. There was no other touching by the opponent. And
well, Randall, to give folks an idea of how loud it is, the whistle was blown by the official, and the Winslow bench did not even hear it.
On the opposite side of the court, because the coach was like, don't give it to the official, go for the basket. It is deafening in here.
Yeah,
and this is
loud.
This is one of the most funnest arenas to call, because when there's a lot of people, it's loud. The environment is amazing as an official to love to play and call in such an arena.
We're going to get a whistle. We're going to time out as there was a foul on the Falcons, and it's going to be a 30-second time. There's a foul on the Falcons, which means that Winslow was going to the line. They actually made the bucket, so they're up 9-8. We're going to go ahead and take that break, folks. This is Show Fort's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com.
Welcome back to Show Fort's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com, as I believe that's Kira Barton at the line with 1:16 left. She made the 2. Now she gets to add to the end one, as Balone is the high scorer of the night. Here's that free throw. That's going to be no good. Rebound, 23 of the Falcons. That is Jim. Now Jim throws it forward to Greg. Greg over to Henry. Winslow with a slight 1-point advantage inside. That's going to be Jim goes up with it, and she's going to be fouled. She's going to go to the line, as this is the first quarter started out fast, and it slowed down with about 5.5 minutes left. That foul at 5 minutes, 27 seconds just absolutely stopped where we were at. First free throw is good by Jim, as that now ties it at 9 apiece with a minute left here in the first quarter. Here's Jim's second free throw. That one is good as well. Both teams shooting very well from the stripe. Balone with the ball for the Bulldogs, bringing it up the court. Balone over to Barton. Barton now inside to Patterson. Patterson has it knocked away. It is stolen by the Falcons, controlled by Lavender of the Falcons. Lavender forward to Henry. Henry over to Greg. Greg, about a 16-foot jumper, no good. And that's going to be rebounded by Jim. And I believe Jim's going to go up, get the points, and the and one, as it lengthens out this quarter a bit more, as the 12-9 lead is, with that bucket, is now a 12-9 lead for the ALCHESAY Falcons. Second one's a miss. Henry ends up with it. That's going to go. Jim's going to rebound again, and Jim's been a force under that. No good by Jim. Rebound Patterson. Balone now forward to Yazzie. Yazzie puts it up. That's going to be knocked away by Yazzie. And the crowd does not like the call, as it goes against the Falcons, as we're going to look at replay. if we have it on that one. Nice shot of the replay as the first free throw is good by Yazi, the freshman. And that's a 12-10 advantage for the ALCHESAY Falcons. 24 seconds left. Shot clock is off. Second free throw is no good. Rebound Winslow. Rebound is Patterson. Patterson puts it up, no good. As we're going to get a whistle, we're going to get another foul, and this first quarter will not end. As we're going to get a foul on the Winslow Bulldogs, which means we're going to go down to the other end and shoot them. And it looks like
Patterson.
Jim is going to put up another couple free throws this quarter. Jim shooting her fourth and fifth free throws. The first one is good. Here's Jim's second free throw. That is no good. Rebound. Rebound is number 40. That is Classe. Kamari Kasse. I'll make sure I get that right. As she drives the lane now with the ball getting back. That's going to be good. Kasse with the rebound. Classe with the rebound. We're going to get a whistle. We're going to get a foul. And that's going to go against number 4, Barton of the Bulldogs, which means that Classe will shoot another couple, and the first quarter will not end. 13-10, Falcons advantage with 5.2 seconds left here in the first quarter. As Classe at the line. First free throw is good. I know, I cannot believe the amount of time this first quarter has taken.
This is a long quarter. It's 6:32, but we kind of started off a little late.
We started off about 6:06. Here's the second free throw. It is good as well for Classe. 15-10, 5-point advantage by the ALCHESAY Falcons. As we're going to get a whistle, we're not going to get a whistle, excuse me. We're going to get the end of the first quarter with the score 15-10 in favor of the ALCHESAY Falcons. This is Shola Fort's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com.
Want to go skiing or snowboarding? Visit our friendly Honda Outdoor Sports. We offer skis, snowboards, and helmet rentals, custom footbeds, ski and snowboard repairs, as well as retail shopping for your snow gear, goggles, beanies, snow tubing, and even ice fishing supplies. We have all you need to prepare you for the outdoors. We welcome you to Honda Outdoor Sports, located 1 mile west of the casino.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you: Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
Welcome back to Shola Fort's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com as we get set for the second quarter, which makes it time for our Northland Pioneer College tip-off. When it comes time to tip off your college education, tip it off the college with the lowest tuition in the state, now offering bachelor's degrees in business and education. Northland Pioneer College is the alternating possession arrow. Will favor the ALCHESAY Falcons. That's going to have Pusher bringing the ball to Henry. Henry now bringing it up. She's at the top of the key, guarded by Balone. Henry brings it in now over on the far side, and that is Lavender with the ball. Shot no good. Rebound is number 20, Pusher. We're going to need a whistle, and we're going to get a
travel.
Travel. I thought that was going to be a foul underneath. No, I am wrong. That's why we wait for the call. Advantage Bulldogs. Balone brings the ball now over to Henling. Now back to Yazi. Yazi, the freshman, puts it up. Forced shot, no good. Rebound number 20, Patterson. Now back in the hands of Balone. Balone now puts it up, no good. Rebound Falcons. Falcons up 5. As here comes Henry. Henry, long court pass. I did not see you get it. I'm assuming it was Jim. Jim to Classe. Classe, no good. Puts it up. Now Bulldogs have it back. Yazi with the ball. Yazzie drives inside to Henling. Henling now brings it back out to Balone. Balone to Henling. Henling to the top of the key. Now we're on the far side to Yazzie. Amaya Yazzie with the ball. Yazzie now has it ripped away by Lavender. Lavender to Henry. Henry now throws it forward. That's going to be thrown forward. Intended for Pusher. It's going to go out of bounds. It was last touched by the Falcons. That's going to be last touch by number 11, Curley, and the ball goes to the ALCHESAY Falcons, who get the advantage. Now, Randall, as we turn it over to our feed here, and that shot goes out in the corner, but yet it's inbounded under the basket. When did that change?
That rule changed, I believe, the last 2 years. There's now 4 points on the court that the ball is being thrown in, and but there's also some defining on that too of violations, fouls, and just balls out of bounds. So it all just depends.
As Henling is fouled and goes to the line, she makes her first one. ALCHESAY is going to offer a substitution. That's going to be number 11, Kylie Mansfield, is going to check in, as well as number 4, Keone Nishio.
Now, when we start getting into, you want to get into technicalities of where the ball comes into play. Also understand, we also have the half-court division line for technicals. You know, you also have intentional fouls, where it's at the point of interruption. So there's a lot of things that go into play in what's happening here.
As Henling misses that one, we saw that last night. I was watching the Snowflake and Sholo game, and there was an intentional foul, and I thought it was interesting where that one was brought in. As we have a miss by the Falcons, Jim with a rare miss, seemingly, as now the Bulldogs have it, and that's going to be Balone with some fancy dribbling. Bringing up, Balone's going to pick it up, and she puts it back down to the court, and that's going to be whistled for a double dribble. And I got to say, I 100%, Randall, agree with that call.
Yes.
We both shook our heads at about the same time when we saw that one.
We sure did. That was...
As now we got Lavender bringing in the ball, and that's going to go over to, I believe that's Nishio. Back to Lavender. Lavender now drives wide open in the middle, doesn't take it. Classe gets it. Back over. Now Nishio with the ball. Mansfield. Now a long three-point shot by Lavender. That's going to be a comfort fit. Dentures. Three-point shot by Lavender. 18-11 now. 5 minutes and 50 seconds left gone in this second quarter, first half. Balone now with the ball for the Falcons, over to Henling. Henling left, right, now back to Balone as Balone gets trapped in the corner. Now finds Curley, and now the Falcons control it. That's going to be long court pass. I believe that's number 11, Mansfield. That's 2 points, is 9-point advantage. There's going to be a whistle and a timeout. We're going to take it as well, the Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com.
Hey, it's Joe Gargiulo from Horn Auto Center on the Deuce in Sholo. Everybody knows me as Joe G. So I have 2 grown kids. One of them's in school right now to be a firefighter. The other one works at a legal office. I enjoy walks with my wife. I have recently found coin collecting to be my newest interest. So I've been here at Horn Auto Center in the automotive industry for 10 years. I recently won the General Motors Markham Excellence Award. I love helping my friends and family right here in this community, so I look forward to seeing you down here at Horn Auto Center real soon.
Welcome back to Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com. As the ball is going to be brought in by the Bulldogs as they took that quick 30-second timeout. Henling to inbound. Henling now to Holiday. Holiday brings it, crosses over the time stripe. Looks almost traveled, looked for Henling. Now she does give it to Henling as the ball was knocked away and got it back. Henling now trapped in the corner, nowhere to go, and it's stolen by the Falcons. That's going to be number 11, Mansfield, the freshman, with that steal. Over to Nishio. Now over to Classe. To Mansfield. Mansfield now kicks it to Nishio. Inside to Jim. Jim puts it up. No good for Alyssa Jim, as she's going to be whistled foul. And
foul number 10, Holiday.
You know, as we're sitting here and we've got this arena full of people, I'm a man that is very hard to get warmed up. I'm always cold, but I'll tell you what, it is really hot in here tonight.
It is warm. We're going to have Taylin check back in. We haven't seen her since midway through the first quarter, and she's going to check in as well as Yazi for the Bulldogs, as Jim is now at the line. Missed her first one. She's at the line to shoot her second one. It's up, and it is good, as that extends the lead to 10 points, and Winslow now with the ball. Yazi to inbound the ball. Yazi bringing the ball up the court. Over to Taylin. Taylin now goes to left, right, back. Taylin puts the ball up off the backboard, no good. Rebound, Jim for the Falcons. Jim forward to Nishio. Nishio crossing over. Now Nishio backs up, 25 on the shot clock. ALCHESAY looking to set something up. Now sending it to number 12, Lavender. Over to ALCHESAY, as that's going to be about an 18-foot jumper by number 4, Nishio. That's going to be no good. Rebound Falcons back in the hands of Lavender. Lavender drives, puts it up, no good. Now the Falcons have it forward to Balone. Balone, 3-on-2, over to Yazi. Yazi puts it up, that's going to be no good. Rebound, Henling has it, loses it to Balone. Now it's going to go back out to Taylin. Taylin, three-point shot, no good. Yazi tries to get it for the Bulldogs. ALCHESAY gets it for the Falcons. That's going to roll out of bounds. They're going to call it out of bounds on the Falcons.
Going to be a travel.
Advantage Bulldogs.
Looking at the replay, it looked like a travel.
I think you're right, Randall. It was a travel. As Balone now to Puhu Fayaba. No good. Rebound ALCHESAY. ALCHESAY guarded by Curley. Gets it out of there. Now forward to Lavender. Lavender. And I believe that's Mansfield with the ball. Mansfield over to ALCHESAY. No good. Rebound Yazi of the Bulldogs. Whistle and a foul, and lots of these little fouls, and I'm not calling them ticky-tack because I think they're legitimate fouls, but really neither team seems to be able to get into a pace of the run, and I don't know, I think that's a bad thing if you're ALCHESAY at this point. I think it's a good thing if you're the Winslow Bulldogs to keep ALCHESAY out of that run.
Yes, absolutely. Start slowing the Falcons down on this.
As Balone puts it up, no good. Rebound is going to be advantage. Well, the Falcons have it, but it was knocked away. Mansfield had it. Now the Falcons do have it. Back to Jim. Forward to Nishio. Nishio now drives. Tries to get it to the top of the key, but it's picked off by Henling. Henling drives the court. We're going to get a whistle, and we're going to get a foul on the court, and the crowd wanted to travel. And I think looking at our replay, I think she was hit right before that other foot was down.
Well, I just missed it. If we could possibly get that replay one more time, we can take a quick look at it. There was a foul. There was a hit on that arm.
Just her arm right before that last, as I call it, the travel step comes down. So, Bulldogs will inbound the ball. That is, the foul is on, they have a number 2, but I don't see a number 2 in my book. I don't see a number 2 on the court. I think it's actually number 12. As we're going to get another foul, this is going to be ALCHESAY's third team foul. That is on Lavender as well. And they have a fourth. I'm not sure. Okay, the fouls are backwards from what I'm used to. As Yazi's at the line to shoot a couple. First one is no good. 2 minutes and 59 seconds left. Falcons up 10. As we're going to be looking to get some scores from other games in the area. The one that is being watched by, I know, some friends of mine is that Blue Ridge Snowflake game over in Yellow Jacket land. What do we call that? Yellow Jacket land?
At the Hive? I'm not sure.
The Hive. That's a good one. Because remember the other night we had a marathon of Roadrunners.
That's right.
We don't know what a group of Falcons is yet. I don't know what a group.
Is it a flock?
I don't know. I'm gonna look it up because it's so fascinating to look these up.
It could be because they are fouls. It could be a flock.
A cast.
A cast.
A cast.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Cotero coming in for the Falcons.
And get this, Randall, a group of Bulldogs is called a blitz. So we have
blitz.
a blitz and a cast.
Wow.
As that free throw is going to be good, as that keeps the lead a little bit more, as that's going to be ALCHESAY putting up the free throws. I can try. Sorry, folks, we're getting some technical difficulties straightened out here on my end. Apologize for that. As we're back action, as we had ALCHESAY hit her second free throw, and that brings the lead 23-12, as the Bulldogs have only put up 2 points this quarter. That's a drive by Yazi. That's going to be knocked away by ALCHESAY, as ALCHESAY's having herself a quarter right now. 45 Quintero with the ball into Mansfield. Mansfield puts it up. That's going to be blocked. Whistle, and we're going to get a foul, and that's going to go the other way. And that's going to be the fourth team on the Falcons. Let's see who they call it against. The foul's going to be on Parker of the Falcons, and that's going to be her first personal, as here come the Bulldogs. Yazi over to Puhuvayava. As she drives now at the free throw line, she forces a shot up. That's going to be no good. We're going to get a whistle. We're going to get a foul, and that's going to be another one on the Falcons, as we're going to have a foul on Jim.
Foul number 23, Jim.
And Taylin is going to go to the line to put up a couple of free throws here. As the Bulldogs, no field goals in this quarter, only free throws, as Taylin misses her first one. As Henling has a free throw, Yazi has a free throw, and now Taylin Puhuvayava with a chance to put one in, and it's no good. Bulldogs kind of a little bit cold from the free throw line right now, as that's going to go 45 Quintero with the ball. Quintero goes to the right, goes to the left, and referee official Mike Hauser is going to say no, she carried it. And folks, from my vantage point and where I'm at, and you look at the replay right there, she definitely, and Randall talked about that last game, and that was the carrying versus, and I'll have to have him explain it, but nonetheless, the carry was called, and the Bulldogs have it. Taylin with the ball, down 11. Inside to Yazi. Yazi now tries to force one inside. Kick belongs back to Yazi, and now that's going to be number 20. Patterson puts it up. Whistle and a foul. Patterson's going to go to the line. She's going to shoot a couple, and the Bulldogs have any chance to get back in this game. They have got to make these free throws. As Leah Lupe is going to check in for the Falcons. First free throw is no good by Patterson.
Leah Lupe coming in for the Falcons.
Second free throw is good, and that pulls the Bulldogs to within a dime. As Quintero brings the ball up for the Falcons, Quintero now goes over to the far side. Sends it into 32 Parker. Parker over to Mansfield. Mansfield inside. I'm not quite sure who shot that, folks. I think that was ALCHESAY. Whistle, out of bounds. Belongs to the Falcons. It's been a while since I've had the ALCHESAY Falcons on the girls' end. I haven't seen them play much, so I apologize for not getting their names and shout-outs quicker. I will do my best as ball's inbound to Parker. Parker now over to Quintero. Quintero over to Mansfield. Mansfield to ALCHESAY. Now Lupe has it. Lupe puts it up, no good. Rebound. Winslow had it, but it's knocked away. Now it's going to be a whistle. We're going to get a foul. As ALCHESAY goes back up with it, she's going to miss it. She's going to go to the line. She's going to shoot a couple. As Randall, last game we talked about the carry, and you talked about carrying. Can you explain that one more time for those of us who are a little inept at understanding that?
Okay, so on a carry, if it looks like the player can shake hands with another player, we're good. If they're coming from the south pole of the ball and bringing it over, we now have a carry. So it's the judgment of the official whether you can shake hands or you're coming from south pole and bringing it up.
That's interesting. Both free throws are good, by the way. 58 seconds left as we're going to have our Honda Ski and Outdoor halftime show. At halftime, we're going to take a brief break and come back and give you that as Winslow has the ball out of bounds. And Randall, it seems like they'll get a little streak. They got that little streak and got it back to a tie. And then ALCHESAY, Winslow with only 3 points this quarter, Randall.
Yeah, they're now trailing 12 points.
As there's a whistle, Puhu Vayava with the steal. She goes forward to Yazzie. It's going to be whistled, and it's going to be knocked out of bounds by the Bulldogs. And I have a good vantage point here, and I thought I saw the same thing, so it will be Falcons' ball. Falcons inbound the ball. As Quintero brings it down the court. Quintero now over to Parker. Parker inside to Clisay. Clisay, Lupe. Quintero back to Clisay. Is that Lupe long point? No, it was not Lupe that shot that. That was Quintero, put up a long three-point shot, no good, whistle and a foul. And that's going to be on the ALCHESAY Falcons, so Winslow's going to go down with a chance to. Randall, they have no field goals this quarter. And I don't think you beat a team in this kind of environment on the road if you can't make your free throws and even put up a field goal now and again. They've shot 8 free throws this quarter. They're 3 for 8 from the line. And not one field goal from the way is Puhu Vayava. She misses her first one. And it's a hard quarter for the Bulldogs. And they're going to go in down and are going to have to regroup and find something, whether it be the three-point shot or some inside boards to help them. Second one is good, and that helps Winslow's cause a little bit, cutting that lead. 15 seconds left. Here come the ALCHESAY Falcons. Quintero with the ball. Quintero over to Parker. That's Quintero with the ball. Now we're going to get a Mansfield with a three-point shot. That's going to be able to Ria Pufayama. That's going to end the quarter. As we're going to go ahead and take a break, come back and bring you the Honda Ski and Outdoor halftime show, the Shola Forge presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com.
Northland Pioneer College is cheering for you on and off the field. Secure a win by enrolling in college courses at NPC. Earn college credits in high school, learn a new skill or trade. Complete classes that will transfer to any Arizona university. NPC has 3 new bachelor's degree programs and over 100 associate degrees, certificates, and areas of study to choose from. The playing field for your future is wide open. Take a shot and score big by enrolling in classes at NPC. Northland Pioneer College. Your journey starts here.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
Love sports? Love being part of the action? Imagine having the best seat in the house, calling the plays, and connecting with fans. As a play-by-play announcer, you'll be the voice that brings the excitement to life. You'll network with athletes and coaches, sharpen your skills, and even travel to exciting venues. It's your chance to turn your passion for sports into a thrilling career. Ready to make it happen? Text the word sports to 928-434-0101 to apply now. Don't just watch the game, be the voice of it. Your dream job is calling.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
This is iTalk 1067's presentation of the Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store halftime show.
Welcome back, everybody, to Show Fort's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com as we get set for our Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store halftime show. And the story of the first half was what we said in our Ace Hardware keys to the game, and that's rebounding. And ALCHESAY coming up more on the positive end of the rebounding than not. As we run down a couple things here, I don't have turnovers on my score sheet as we look at some of the positives by both teams in the first quarter on our replay machine, as Jim and ALCHESAY both have 6, but the ALCHESAY Falcons, I believe that all but one of their players has played. And I've mentioned a lot of these names. That's one reason it's been so tough to keep track, is because they've been able to substitute quite a bit. And since they've been able to substitute, it's been much easier to hand the ball around and keep the scoring going. For the Bulldogs, the story has got to be that second quarter where they shot 10 free throws and were 4 of 10 from the line without a field goal. Only down 11 at this point in the game, so looking for something to come and to start off this second half with. I don't dare say lucky to only be down 11, but I do kind of feel like they're lucky to only be down 11, as the varsity boys have come out here and are throwing items into the crowd, and it's gotten a little rambunctious in here at halftime. As you see the boys team coming out with, they have not even started the countdown for halftime yet. I'm not sure what's happening, as it is senior night here at the Chief ALCHESAY Arena. A great crowd on hand, an atmosphere that is truly unique to high school basketball in a very positive way. I've been able to come down here and as a coach and as an official and be down here in White River, and it is an atmosphere. The football games are something else if you have been around to those as well. But as it's just a great atmosphere to be in, lots of positive things going on, and the arena is about, I would say, 85% full, maybe even close to 90%, as there's just a lot going on with everything here. But folks, we're gonna go ahead. I'm waiting for my partner. He kind of got lost in the halftime ruckus, but we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna take a break and come up and finish our Honda Ski and Outdoor halftime show. This is Show Fort's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Want to go skiing or snowboarding? Visit our friendly Honda Outdoor Sports. We offer skis, snowboards, and helmet rentals, custom footbeds, ski and snowboard repairs, as well as retail shopping for your snow gear, goggles, beanies, snow tubing, and even ice fishing supplies. We have all you need to prepare you for the outdoors. We welcome you to Honda Outdoor Sports, located 1 mile west of the casino.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you. Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
Hey, it's Joe Gargiulo from Horn Auto Center on the Deuce in Sholo. Everybody knows me as Joe G. So I have two grown kids. One of them's in school right now to be a firefighter. The other one works at a legal office. I enjoy walks with my wife. I have recently found coin collecting to be my newest interest. So I've been here at Horn Auto Center in the automotive industry for 10 years. I recently won the General Motors Mark of Excellence Award. I love helping my friends and family right here in this community, so I look forward to seeing you down here at Horn Auto Center real soon.
Northland Pioneer College is cheering for you on and off the field. Secure a win by enrolling in college courses at NPC. Earn college credits in high school, learning new skill or trade. Complete classes that will transfer to any Arizona university. NPC has 3 new bachelor's degree programs and over 100 associate degrees, certificates, and areas of study to choose from. The playing field for your future is wide open. Take a shot and score big by enrolling in classes at NPC. Northland Pioneer College. Your journey starts here.
Welcome back to Show Fort's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com as we have the cheerleaders getting their dues, and we have some other ceremonial senior night things going on here at the Chief ALCHESAY Arena this evening, and I'm joined by somebody who needs no introduction.
Hello.
Why don't you tell everybody who we got?
Nate Antonio here, and one of the public information officer with AIA. Tonight we're recognizing the seniors tonight for both varsity boys and girls game. And what do you think about the crowd tonight?
I just actually talked about that before we went off air, and for people who haven't been down here, and I'm going to say this too, for people who haven't been down here for even a football game, it's an experience, and the atmosphere in here is electric tonight. And I think there are very few places in the state where you're going to have this type of atmosphere tonight, and I think it's fantastic. And I just feel lucky to be here because when we go to a place, we feel very welcomed, and they do all they can to help us out. But you feel it a little bit more here tonight as we've got gifts galore in front of us. But hey, I want to get your thoughts on the first half.
In the first half, it looked like Outstate girls are doing their, bringing their points back after they lost when they went up to Winslow a couple of weeks back.
They did lose to Winslow up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
4 points or so.
So because I don't know the Outstate girls very well, I teach at a different high school. I don't know the Winslow girls very well. Is there anything you can tell me about any of these girls? I want to focus maybe on Ramona Gregg. She's a senior. They're honoring her tonight. Tell us about her career and what you know about her.
Ramona, for her, she was out for like a couple of games due to her sickness. Now she's back on the court. Like I said, she's bringing her team back up again.
Well, the play we have, Alyssa Jim has 6 points on the night, but is it Classe?
Kosei.
This one right here?
Yeah.
It's Kosei?
Classe, excuse me.
Classe, okay. Yeah, I was kind of right. They both have 6 points, but the scoring has been absolutely spread throughout the team here tonight. And as long as I've seen Coach Sanchez's teams play, I get a feel that he likes to run the ball and play everyone, but he not only wants to play everyone, he wants everyone to contribute.
Yeah. Avoid foul trouble, turnovers,
well,
their shots.
This has been one of the longest halves I've seen all year. We're already 27 minutes from a supposed boys start, and we're nowhere near. We still have 5 minutes left in halftime here. So, okay. So we got that. We have thoughts going forward to the second half.
Yes.
What do you think about the second half tonight?
I think Winslow might pull out a win tonight. That's my guess.
It seems to me that Winslow's forcing way too many inside shots, and if they would just be a little more patient, they could do that old-fashioned pick and roll or a give and go and have some more open shots, but they just don't seem like they're forcing, it just seems like they're forcing too many shots, whereas the Falcons, I'm saying 5 different names on passing before they get one shot off, and then if they miss the shot, it's generally a Falcon, they're rebounding it. I don't know if Winslow can hold up with that and compete with that in the second half.
And of course, off turnovers from Winslow to ALCHESAY, averaging how many points off Winslow points?
I don't have points off turnovers. That's a stat I would love to have. But a lot of Winslow's points in that first quarter have come off fast breaks. One of the things I was talking about too is we've got Winslow did not have a field goal. Winslow did not have a field goal that half. Nothing. And so there was sheer free throws. But hey, okay, so I'm gonna go. First of all, does this fill up like this all the time?
Yeah, like towards the last season.
Is this because it's senior night?
Yeah.
Because I noticed we got noisemakers getting passed out. We got gifts being held in front of us. This is an electric atmosphere. It's crazy. It's fun to be at. But I want to ask you one more question. Your prediction? We're gonna have Winslow pull this one out. They're gonna come from behind to pull it out.
Yeah.
That's
it looks like a state. What do you call it? Regional or state playoff game?
Okay, folks, we're going to go ahead and wind down our Honda Ski and Outdoor halftime show. This has been your Honda Ski and Outdoor halftime show. When it comes time for the best selection of hiking, camping, hunting, and fishing gear, go to the Honda Ski and Outdoor stores north of Pine Top on Highway 260 just before you get to the Honda Casino, the Honda Ski and Outdoor Shore. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com.
This has been iTalk 1067's presentation of the Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store halftime show.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
Love sports? Love being part of the action? Imagine having the best seat in the house, calling the plays, and connecting with fans. As a play-by-play announcer, you'll be the voice that brings the excitement to life. You'll network with athletes and coaches, sharpen your skills, and even travel to exciting venues. It's your chance to turn your passion for sports into a thrilling career. Ready to make it happen? Text the word sports to 928-434-0101 to apply now. Don't just watch the game, be the voice of it. Your dream job is calling.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable. Always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
Welcome back to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com as we appreciate Honda Ski and Outdoor for sponsoring our halftime shows. Folks, we get ready for the second half as the Winslow Bulldogs down to the ALCHESAY Falcons 25-14 as the clock runs back up to 8 minutes. Winslow will go with their starters. as well as the ALCHESAY Falcons go with their starters. Henling, the alternating possession, which, Randall, we went the entire first half without a jump ball.
We sure did, and that's unusual.
That
for
is
a
very
girls'
unusual for a
basketball
girls' game as Henling brings in the ball. It ends up in the hands of Taylin. Taylin inside to Curley. And back out to Curley from Balone. Curley has it knocked away. She retains possession. Inside to Taylin. Taylin up and in. No good as Henling gets the rebound. Henling drives, and I think if Henling would have put up that shot before it went out of bounds, she would have traveled, because it looked to me like she walked halfway back to Winslow. As here come the ALCHESAY Falcons, number 10, Miley Burnett with the ball over to number 12, Lavender, no good. As Lavender was not a starter, I apologize, she goes back in. Jim puts it up. Jim, we didn't see Jim as a starter either, but she's starting this half. I was told it was the starters, but I was wrong. I need to double check that, folks. That's a point, 27-14. ALCHESAY Falcons ahead. We'll see how the time permits this half as Puhu Vayava. She puts up a three. That's going to be no good. Rebound is by Curley. And now here come the Falcons as Mansfield gets it, puts it up, no good. We're going to get a whistle, and we're going to get a travel. And Randall, 11 points down at halftime, and it just doesn't feel like, normally I would say 11 points is nothing to overcome, but I just don't feel that way as we go. It just seems like Winslow's down an awful lot. As there's Henling, and that's going to go to Curley, as Curley's going to put up. That's going to be no good. As we appreciate the ALCHESAY Falcons and blessing us with the gifts at halftime. We got quite a little bit of a haul here in front of our table, and we're appreciative for that. Bulldogs inbound, Pupavayava to Balone. Henling.
Well, you might have. I did not get nothing because I was in the locker room with the other officials trying to talk about a couple calls and trying to get some information from them on that.
As Patterson goes down, that's going to be a foul. Bulldogs maintain possession inside to Taylin. And that effectively puts Winslow back on with their first field goal in a long time, since about a minute left in the first quarter. Mansfield with the ball for the Falcons. Inside to Jim. Jim now at the free throw line. Inside to Greg. Greg to Mansfield, no good. Rebound, Taylin Puhuvayava. Now she's going down the court fast, and she takes it all the way, puts it, and that's going to be no good. Rebound, Jim. Jim of the Falcons. Lavender now with the rebound. Lavender over to Burnett, who brings the ball down. Burnett dribbles over on the near side, now back out to the top of the key to number 12, Lavender. Over to Greg. Knocked out of bounds, going to go back to the Bulldogs and Randall. If Winslow's going to get back in this, 1, make their shots. 2, force turnovers. And we've seen a little bit of that.
And they're going to have to spread the defense. They're going to have to spread that defense up a little bit and try to get and work the ball on the inside to get those easy layups and those easy shots. But by saying the same thing, they've got to be able to concentrate and get those shots to actually go down.
And, you know, that's something we don't talk about very much, and that's that spread the court mentality. And that's where you get those give and goes, those pick and rolls, those easy layup type things, and I'm surprised Winslow hasn't done more of that. That's a great point. The ball's going to go inside for Patterson. Patterson's going to put it up. That's going to be no good. Henling tries to snag it, but it goes to the Falcons as Lavender has the ball. Lavender to Mansfield. Mansfield inside, intended for Greg. That's going to be intercepted by Taylin. Taylin now forward to Balone. Balone with the three-pointer in this game, but she sends it inside to Patterson. Patterson throws it out to nobody. We're going to have a whistle, and we're going to have, so that wouldn't have been a backcourt violation because it goes to the Winslow Bulldogs, but Winslow has a long way to go now. Inbound is to Henling. Henling now back to Taylin. Taylin has it ripped away by number 10, Burnett. Burnett now handling the ball. Looking forward to Jim. Jim puts it up, no good, blocked by Henling. Henling grabs the ball now to Taylin. And Winslow, if they could just put down their buckets, could have cut this lead significantly. Still down 11 though, as the Falcons are just putting up a good effort as Puhuvayava. Three-point shot, no good. Rebound, Jim of the Falcons. Jim now forward to Burnett. Burnett's going to bring the ball forward. Falcons getting patient with it now. Inside to Jim. Jim over to Greg. Greg has it intercepted. That is number 20, Patterson, for the Bulldogs to Balone. As both teams are seemingly trading blows and turnovers here. Back and forth as Puvaeva gets tripped. And that's going to be the second team foul for the Falcons. Randall, I was mentioning on our halftime show is I've got all the Falcons playing but one. And that one may not even be dressed according to what we have. But what I've noticed is I'm saying 4 or 5 names before they put up a shot. And they are getting the ball well through. And here comes Burnett again. Burnett forward to Greg. Greg's going to put it up. And that's going to be Ramona Gregg, 2 points for the Falcons.
But I haven't seen the spread be more than 13 points between the Falcons and the Bulldogs at this point. But you know what? We're still approximately 11 minutes of game time. A lot can still happen.
A lot can still happen as Henling misses a three-pointer, rebounded by the Falcons. Burnett bringing the ball up. Burnett now being guarded by Balone. Into Greg. Greg over to Mansfield. Mansfield three-point shot. No good rebound. Taylin. Taylin now bringing the ball forward. And Mansfield is going to get whistled for a foul. And you can't do that. You can't just block him the impeding. As we're going to have number 40, Classe, check in. Classe tied for the first half lead in points for her team with Jim, with both of them with 6 points. Jim's going to check out briefly for the Falcons as Henling to now inbound for the Bulldog. Henling to Taylin. Taylin over to the left, right. Now she goes to the top of the key. Back over to Henling. Henling now to her right. Henling now, we're going to get a whistle. We're going to get a jump ball as that was a little bit of an aggressive, but I see that happen more than not. That is going to go to the Falcons, but when you get all ball like that, Randall, we saw that on the replay, that is not a foul.
No, it's not a foul. People get the misconception that basketball is a non-contact sport, and that's false. There is contact in basketball. That is not a foul.
Well, there we got Balone forward to Henling, and Henling's going to put up 2 points, and that's going to be her first field goal of the evening. And Randall, as I look down this roster, both teams are loaded with younger talent, and so I look for these teams to battle it out for the next probably 3 years and beyond with the amount of talent that we've seen tonight from both these teams.
Absolutely. You know, and I can see this coming for Janine and for Rick.
And that's going to be number 12. Lene Lavender with the Comfort Fit Dentures. 3-point shot, your point, Randall.
My point, Janine and Rick, again, like I said in pregame, they're excellent coaches. And I can see them actually bringing this younger talent and making them better in the next couple years.
Here's Balone with the ball. As we're going to get a whistle, we're going to get a foul. That's going to be on the Falcons as Balone is going to be called on the ground. As Balone hits her first free throw.
The name pusher coming in for the Falcons. Also, Peyton Parker.
As here's Balone's next shot. That is going to fall good, and that is Balone with, as that is 6 points in the quarter, which gives them an even 20, down 12 now. And that's going to go inside to number 40, Classe. We're going to get Classe missing. We're going to get the rebound by number 12. And that's Lene Lavender, who just hit that monster three. She's going to get the rebound. She's going to knock down a 2 and get an and 1 as the foul's going to go against Yazzie. And that's Yazzie's first personal, as Lavender's free throw is no good. Rebound is by number 32, Parker. No good. Rebound, Bulldogs, Curley. And is that a jump ball we got?
No, we had a travel.
Travel, okay. As I got an update on the varsity girls, Snowflake and Blue Ridge. Snowflake is up 42-22 with 4 minutes left in the game. So they're a little bit behind over at the Hive at Blue Ridge High School, and the boys will play next as we appreciate the update there from a couple of my Snowflake compadres over there. Appreciate that update. Thank you, Mr. Aaron Kaur. I'll just go ahead and give him a shout out. As Bulldogs now with the ball, and that's going to be Balone. Balone now goes to her left, inside to Taylin. Taylin drives the lane, puts it up, kisses it off the glass for 2 points. Taylin Puhufayava. And I know I'm saying that wrong, but it's a great name to say. And ALCHESAY, that is ALCHESAY with another 2-point drive to the bucket. And she's a sophomore. Mansfield a freshman. Jim is a junior. There's a lot of talent coming back for this ALCHESAY Falcon squad.
Absolutely. Rick's got a lot of young blood to work with, and I think he can shape them up.
Here's Balone now for the Bulldogs. Balone tries to get it over to Yazzie, and that's going to go right off Yazzie's fingertips and go out of bounds. Falcon ball. Falcon inbound is the 32 Parker. Parker dribbling. Parker. Balone comes to knock it away. Balone's going to be whistled, and that's going to be a foul, and that's going to be the second team foul on the Bulldogs with 50.3 seconds left in the third quarter from ALCHESAY. White River, Arizona. ALCHESAY. Are we technically on the high school campus? I believe we are.
We are on campus.
We are on the high school campus. As here's ALCHESAY with the ball. Balone. Now Balone throws it forward. I think that's to Curley. Curley tries to get it to Taylin. Taylin loses it out of bounds. That's going to be another turnover. And that's going to be, you see the replay, and it just goes right off the fingertips of Taylin. Now the Falcons ball. As Parker's going to bring it down. Parker back to pusher. Now Parker has it. Parker driving against Balone. Parker going. She's going to lose it out of bounds. There's going to be a whistle, but it's going to stay and belong to the Falcons as I believe that was Taylin got ball there and just kind of scooped it out of bounds. ALCHESAY advantage right here. Parker to inbound. Parker to ALCHESAY. ALCHESAY drives, fakes, drives, puts it up. No good. We're going to whistle. We're going to get a foul as ALCHESAY is going to go to the line to chance of another 2 free throws as ALCHESAY just doing what they can to extend this lead from halftime. 24 seconds left here in the third quarter from ALCHESAY High School. Senior night here at ALCHESAY High School. ALCHESAY puts up her first free throw. That is no good. And Randall, that is her first miss on the night.
Wow. That again, there's a lot going on in this ball game, which people should be capitalizing on. They've got to be capitalizing on the takeaways. They've got to be capitalizing on their free throws. There's been a lot of missed free throws.
There's been a lot of missed opportunities altogether.
Yes.
That's at driving the lane, forcing shots, and that's nothing. It's just some nights you have those, some nights you don't. As Puhuvayaba goes in, and she's kind of putting the team on her back in this quarter, saying we are going to get back in this game. ALCHESAY bringing the ball, pusher. Now pusher forward to Lavender. Lavender throws up a 3-point shot, and that's going to whistle out of bounds. We're going to have 1.5 seconds left. So if Winslow has anybody with a quarterback-type arm, they could throw that across the court as Coach Sanchez is not taking any chances.
None. To
give him some momentum. As Balone inbounds the ball, and it's going to be forward to, I believe that's number 4, Barton, and it's going to go down as no good. We're going to go ahead and take a break. The Shola Forge presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Want to go skiing or snowboarding? Visit our friendly Honda Outdoor Sports. We offer skis, snowboards, and helmet rentals, custom footbeds, ski and snowboard repairs, as well as retail shopping for your snow gear, goggles, beanies, snow tubing, and even ice fishing supplies. We have all you need to prepare you for the outdoors. We welcome you to Honda Outdoor Sports, located 1 mile west of the casino.
Welcome back to Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com. And it's very, not too often you get the wave going at a high school basketball game as we move it around. As we move it around the court here to start the fourth quarter, 37-24. Falcons advantage, as it's pointed out to Mr. Jake Udall, one of our officials, our head official, as a matter of fact. There's some debris on the court. He promptly picks it up and is going to go back in. Tatum Henling is going to inbound for the Winslow Bulldogs, as the alternating possession rules of NFHS basketball dictate they get the ball. As she inbounds it to Taylin. Taylin loses it right away. That's going to be scooped up by Greg. Here come the ALCHESAY Falcons. Burnett with the ball. Burnett, one side and then another. Inside to Classe, no good. Rebound, Classe gets her own. She has a knock away now. Both ball to the floor. We're going to get a whistle. We're going to get a foul. I thought we might get a jump ball as we watched the replay there. And I think they're going to call that on Winslow for going in with that knee. He can't do that. Burnett to inbound for the Falcons. Mansfield now with the ball. Mansfield left, right now. Mansfield drives the lane, puts it up, no good. Rebound, Gregg. Gregg can't get much easier than that layup right there for Ramona Gregg. Puhu Fayava with the miss. Rebound by Falcons. That's going to go forward to Gregg. Winslow knocks that out of bounds, and that's going to belong to the ALCHESAY Falcons as number 11, Curley's going to check in. Gregg's going to inbound. Gregg inbounds to Mansfield. Mansfield back and forth. Now Mansfield at the 28-foot line, dribbles to her left, picks up the screen by Classe. As Gregg screens off, Henling with it, and that's going to be Classe with the three-point shot, and that is going to be Kamari Classe with the Comfort Fit Dentures three-point shot to start this fourth quarter. And we have ourselves a little bit of a lopsided score currently. Now Taylin, that goes forward to Curley. Curley puts it up. Curley says, no, we're going to try to come right back in this thing. ALCHESAY inbounding the ball. Mansfield with the ball, guarded by Henling. Mansfield now spins on Henling, brings it across the time stripe at the 28-foot line now. Now Classe comes over to try to screen Henling, no good. Now Classe gets the ball out in three-point land. Over to Gregg on the near side, or on the near side in front of her bench at the arc, back to Classe. Classe over to Jim. Jim inside to Gregg. 2 points for Ramona Gregg for the ALCHESAY Falcons. Here comes Balone with the ball for the Bulldogs. Balone out to Puhu Fayava. No good. Rebound. Classe with the rebound. Classe is going to get tied up by Puhu Fayava. We're going to get a whistle. We're going to get a jump ball, as
I think that might be our third jump ball of the game.
Which we didn't have one in the first half.
Correct.
And I think we've had 4 now.
Is it 4?
And since the third quarter in middle of the third quarter to now. Crazy. As we're going to get a whistle, we're getting an official timeout, as Classe looks like she turned the old ankle a little bit, and that's going to bring Pusher checking in for her. And Winslow to inbound, Balone to inbound.
But you know, Huey, I'm going to tell you.
No, it's ALCHESAY ball.
I'm going to tell you, coming into the fourth quarter, you're probably going to see a lot more jumps in this quarter, because Winslow is going to want to try to get that ball back as much as they can, so they can climb back out of this thing.
There's a finesse versus aggressive first half to now. Is we're going to get a 5-second violation. We don't see a ton of those, maybe one a game. And now the Bulldogs get the ball back. Balone to inbound. Balone way over the top to Henling. Henling now tries to go back to Balone, and it's going to be stolen by Mansfield. Mansfield driving on Balone. Now puts the ball up, no good. Rebound Henling. Henling rips it away as she tries to go. We're going to get a whistle. We're going to get a foul on Henling as she dives for it. And she just kind of a hair out of control there, Randall, and very good call by the officials on seeing that.
Yeah, it looks like they were both making the attempt, but her attempt actually was trying to go through the player from what it appears, and she draws the foul.
ALCHESAY to inbounds, that's Mansfield. Mansfield now to her right, over on the near side. Sends it in, tries to get it forward to Jim. Jim back to Greg. Greg, three-point shot, no good. Now Jim rips away the rebound from Barton and gets the foul as she goes back up a bit. So now Jim to go to the line to shoot a couple.
Foul number 4. Pierre Barton. 5th personal foul, that's the limit.
And Randall, we have a final from Blue Ridge High School, and that's the Snowflake girls defeat the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets 51-24. Now, I want to look forward as we can turn it over a little bit. His first free throw is no good as that literally goes in and out. Randall, I'd like to take a look real quick as we look at the girls' positioning moving forward as we'll turn it over to our awesome camera crew. As that second one is good. And if I can get to the right thing here, and that is the rankings, the 3A girls rankings. Now the first thing I want to look at is the copper rankings. As Puhuviyama back to Balone. Balone's going to put up a three-point shot. That is a Comfort Fit Dentures three-point shot for Caitlin Balone. Desperately needed by the Bulldogs, down 16 at this point. Randall, Chinley is 18-0 and ranked 1 in the Open. As we're going to get a whistle, we're going to drive, we're going to get a foul, and we're going to nan one. As Mansfield's going to go to the line, as that's going to be a 2-1. So Chinley, 18-0. Then there's that Miami team we've talked about, and they're 16-0. And right after that, with a 15-3 record, is the Snowflake Lobos. That's not in 3A, that's in the Copper Division. The Lobos own sole possession of the number 2 ranking. Now, the way the Copper works, the Copper Small School Open, is the first 2 rounds will be played before the 1A, 2A, and 3A tournament.
Correct.
As Puhuviyama. So if you lose, you go back into your tournament. So the Lobos are in a win-win situation.
Correct.
And so great for Coach Brogan and his squad, as that's going to be number 20 for the Falcons. Pusher puts it back. Now here come the Bulldogs. As it's going to go forward, that's going to be to Yazzie. It's going to go out of the hands of Yazzie. Now that Phoenix Country Day team, we know they're a good team. Page, never count Page out. I mean, Page at 11-6 is ranked 5th in the Open. Sholo, a very good team that Snowflake got out of a win last night. Sholo is ranked 6th, but is anybody going to catch that Chinley Wildcat team in this Open?
It's going to be tough. It'll be a tough deal. However,
we're going to get a whistle. We're going to time out. We're going to go ahead and keep it right here so we can talk a little bit about this Copper Open, as the score is 48-31 with 4 minutes, 27 seconds left. As we go to the 3A rankings, Chinley, Snowflake, Page, but all of those teams down to the Monument Valley Mustangs at 10 are in the Open. So obviously some of those have to lose.
They're going to. But you can't say that ALCHESAY is going to go in through this scot-free.
You mean Chinley?
Chinley, yes. I apologize for that. Chinley's not going to skate through this and get, guaranteed wins. Anything can happen in high school sports where they might have a bad night and just nothing works out for them.
Well, another thing too, Randall, is that we got to talk about is we can't discount these 2A teams like Miami and Phoenix Country Day. And a lot of those teams are allergic to playing up north up here. And we saw that a couple of years ago where Gilbert Christian was the number 1 ranked team, and they fell to the number 16 team in the tournament at home with the number 1 seed in the bracket. They actually fell to the Snowflake Lobos. And I look at that as Curley's going to go to the line to shoot a couple. First one is no good. And, to beat the best, you have to beat the best. And I think the best right now, a lot of it sits up here. And the atmosphere that these fans and these towns will bring is going to be huge as the second one falls off too. Rebound is for Jim. Jim over to Mansfield. Mansfield now down the court. Mansfield left, right. Now she drives, kicks it to Greg. Greg puts it up, guarded by Henley, no good. Greg gets her own rebound, puts it up, no good. Rebound Winslow, number 11, that's Curley. As Balone with the ball, Balone crosses over the time stripe. Down 17, 3 minutes and 58 seconds left halfway through this fourth quarter. Taylin ends up with the ball. Back to Balone on the give and go. Balone three-point shot, no good. Rebound, that's going to be number 20. That's Danae Pusher, out of bounds. And so I don't know, Randall, where, but we find out in the next few days after the region tournaments and everything where everybody sits and what's going to happen. But the girls seems like it's very top heavy, whereas the boys all the way through is number 3 for the Falcons. That's number 3, Henry. Henry brings it down. Henry puts up a layup and puts it in, and the fans absolutely love that one. As here come the Bulldogs. Taylin with the ball. She drives. She puts it up, and that's going to be no good. As 19-point lead now for the Falcons as they get the ball back. Fort Mansfield. Mansfield puts it up. That's going to drop. ALCHESAY, everything they're throwing up right now is working. Inbound from Yazzie to Balone. Balone now dribbling up. Balone intended for Yazzie. No, intended for Curley. Knocked away. We're going to get a whistle. We're going to get a foul on the ALCHESAY Falcons. That's going to be their third team. So, Randall, the boys, as the girls seems top-heavy, when I say that, I feel like there's a lot of teams that can win on the top part of that 3A and open bracket. The boys, the open seems like a two-team race, Gilbert and Valley Christian. I don't know if anybody can catch them. We saw that Valley Christian team a couple weeks ago, and that was one of the best 3A teams I've seen play basketball.
Yeah, I really don't get a lot of basketball. I get to officiate a lot of basketball. So
but you watched that one with me that night, that Valley Christian team there in Snowflake, and we just saw, how quick they were taking those three-point shots, and how quick everything was happening in that game. As here come the Falcons.
The boys' game.
Yes.
The
boys'
you're
game.
right,
Yeah,
yes.
The girls, like I said, top-heavy with the top sides of both brackets. But the boys seems like a race now. The boys' 3A bracket, that's an interesting one, as I think that one's wide open. The open's a little more cut and dry as we're going to whistle. We're going to get out of bounds. That's going to go now to the Winslow Bulldogs. Inbound is to Holiday. Inside to Puhu Vayava, and that's going to be 2 points for her. As that's going to be 11 points for her on the night. As we're going to get a whistle, we're going to get a timeout. We're going to go ahead and take it. The Shola Forge presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you: Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
Welcome back, Shola Forge presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com. As I'd like to run down our sponsors here: Shola Ford, Ace Hardware, Honda Ski and Outdoor, Northland Pioneer College, Horn Auto Center, Summit Regional Medical Center, Comfort Fit Dentures, and Mountain Mobile Auto Glasses. Stay tuned for our post-game show. We're going to have the Deemers Glass man of the game. We're going to have the Horn Auto Center drive of the game, and that one is tough because that second quarter defense by ALCHESAY is just unreal. And then we're going to have our Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint player of the game. As there's Henry. That's Palmer putting up a 2-point shot, and that is a 19-point advantage still with 2 minutes left here in the fourth quarter as the Bulldogs doing everything just to get back in. Here's to Taylin. Now to Balone. Balone drives the lane. She's going to put an outside jumper in. That's going to be good for 2 points as Balone with 14 on the night, and she is the high point scorer for the Winslow Bulldogs. As that goes in, as Nishio drives, no good. Greg gets the way out rebound, and that is going to be, Henry puts that up, whistle, and we're going to get a foul. As right now, I think this one is a little bit out of reach, but we still got to finish finish off strong by both teams.
Well, with 90 seconds left in this ball game, and they're running 17 behind on this, it's going to be very difficult for Winslow to pull the win out of this game.
Yeah,
But
it's just hard. And you are at a point where you can foul. As here's Balone over to, that's Holiday. Whistle, we're going to get a foul on the Falcons. I don't think Carlos Sanchez is very happy with his team about that one. He's telling him to stay there. Is that's Greg's 5th foul? Yes, Ramona Gregg fouls out to a standing ovation as possibly her last home game as a senior for ALCHESAY. As Coach Sanchez checks in, Agnesia Sanchez, the senior, as well for the Falcons. We're also going to see Larissa Yazzie check in for the Falcons, as Alyssa Jim's going to check out as well. Holiday's first free throw is no good. Here's Holiday's second free throw from the time strike, or from the free strike, as she does make that one. 54-38. Burnett brings it down on a fast break. Burnett throws it up and in off the glass. No good. Rebound Palmer. Palmer to Henry. Henry now back over to Burnett. Burnett to the top of the key. We're going to whistle. We're getting an offensive foul. And that's going to go on number 30, Yazzie, the senior. Winslow ball. 58 seconds left. We're under a minute to play. As Randall, we got to start thinking about our player of the game, and I've got our glass man of the game in mind, but our player of the game, just from the way, as we're going to get a three-point shot, no good by number 10, Allison Holiday. And we'll come back with our post-game accolades. We're going to switch the broadcast and start bringing you the boys. I have some score updates to bring you throughout the night from the Blue Ridge Snowflake boys game, as we appreciate Mr. Aaron Kaur giving us those updates. As a father to Snowflake senior Aiden Kaur, and his boy having a good basketball year, but an even better football year, as he was the defensive player of the year in 4A.
Nice,
and
very nice.
Great young man too. I am fortunate because I teach, have him in class, and cannot say enough good about that young man. As we have number 10, Burnett, misses the first free throw. Second free throw is good by Burnett, as the shot clock is still a factor. As Holiday brings it down. Now Holiday drives the lane, puts it up, and that's going to fall off the back and hit the back standards. That's going to be no good. And that's going to bring in number 30, Militia Begay, and she's going to check in for Panay Patterson. But Randall, I see two seniors, King and Patterson. Oh, Begay too, are only 3 seniors, but only one senior in the starting lineup for the Winslow Bulldogs. And as far as, I mean, we see freshmen and sophomores splattered all over this ALCHESAY team. So both teams are going to be back strong next year.
Absolutely.
Both still have a chance in the playoffs as we go. 10 seconds, 9 seconds, 8 seconds, as that's going to be a 3-point Comfort Fit Denture 3-point by Theresa Yazzie to make it a 20-point lead. That's the score of the final from ALCHESAY High School. Falcons 58, Bulldogs 38. As we going to head to our post-game show, Randall, the first thing we have is our Coronado Center drive of the game. The Chevy Cadillac and GMC store that saves you Warren. It's not really a drive of the game, but I'm going to say the defense played by the Falcons in the second quarter, holding Winslow to no field goals, is my vote for the drive of the game.
I absolutely agree. The defense, the Falcons came out and they were on fire when it came to defense. They were on it. They stopped the Bulldogs. I absolutely agree on that one as well.
Next, we go to our Deemer's Glass. Need glass for your home or business? Deemer's Glass in Lakeside is hands down The best place to call when you need quality glass at affordable prices. Deemer's Glass, call 1-888-GLASSMAN. And my vote for the glass man of the game with 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 points, all second chance points, is going to be Kamari Classe. We're going to name Kamari Classe as our Deemer's Glass man of the game. Need glass for your home or business? Deemer's Glass in Lakeside is hands down the best place to go. We need a quality glass at affordable prices. Deemer's Glass in Lakeside, 1-888-GLASSMAN. And Randall, we're going to be joined by our Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint player of the game. And that is going to be Alyssa Jim for the ALCHESAY Falcons. And she may not have been the high point getter, but she was doing it all tonight. So we're joined. Can you hear us okay, Alyssa?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey, tell us about the game.
I honestly think it was a great game because we all had chemistry together, and it was a really fun game.
You know, Alyssa, as I was announcing that first half, there were times I would announce 4 different or 5 different names before you guys would even put up a shot. And that was amazing to me. Talk about some of your teammates tonight.
Well, mostly I think we have to give it all to our seniors tonight because they did really good. And I like to say that Linnea, Ramona, Hannah, and the people I started with are all good, and yeah.
And it's great to have the seniors. One thing I noticed, you guys have a strong team. You guys get to go into the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Hopefully that play-in game gets you some good positioning. But you guys have a young team, and so you get to continue this year, but it looks like you've got a bright future ahead of you too.
Yeah, thank you.
Coach Sanchez works you guys pretty hard. Talk about him a little bit and what he does to get you guys ready for these big games.
Oh, well, first of all, Sanchez helps, like, how would I say this? Like, calms our nerves because before every game we like to pray, and that really helps us.
I think he's a fantastic coach, but okay, one last thing, and I like to do this to all of them. Give us a teammate, a shout out to one of your teammates, maybe not your high point scorer or something like that, but give us a shout out to one of your teammates and tell us why you're giving them a shout out.
I like to say shout out to Kamari and Kylie because they did really good in Peyton because they all got moved up and they helped our team.
Who's the player that pushes you the most in practice?
Mona.
I love it. Alyssa, congratulations on the win. Good luck to you moving forward, and thank you for being on our broadcast tonight.
All right, thank you.
Folks, this has been Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball. Your final from ALCHESAY High School in the girls' game. The ALCHESAY Falcons 58. The Winslow Bulldogs 38. And we're going to take a break, and we're going to go back, and we're going to bring you the boys' game as we have senior night. We're going to start the clock and wind down, but this has been Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball. I'm Aaron Hewish for Randall Anselmo. We'll see you in a bit. Thank you and good night.
This has been Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk 1067 KNKI Pinetop and iTalk1067.com. Brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Deemer's Glass, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center, Horn Auto Center, Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports, and Comfort Fit Dentures. This broadcast has been a copyrighted production of iTalk 1067 and Country Mountain Airwaves, a Kopaniki communication station. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of this broadcast without the express written consent of iTalk 1067 or Country Mountain Airwaves is strictly prohibited. For more information on this game and other games around the region, go to iTalk1067.com.